So after pushing the image into the container registry in Azure ML, now we need to deploy this image into the Kubernetes. So in today's video, I will try to show you, or let's see, go through the two critical stages on ML pipeline. Attach your Azure Container Registry to the Kubernetes Service cluster, and deploy your containerized machine learning, let's say, model from Azure Container Registry to AKS or Azure Kubernetes Service. It's AKS. It's easy to see. You can see here. It's Azure Kubernetes Service, and we will try to we will explore how and why we need this, and what is the advantage of this. Let's see this step. Let's see attach container registry into the Kubernetes. And one, because we will not go, let's see, further with this let's say pipeline, or let's say this row way. Why? What is the disadvantage of this? So the disadvantage of connecting or attaching the image itself to the Kubernetes, it's no built-in machine learning monitoring, so no model drift, data drift, performance matrices, and no EP testing capabilities, and also manual scaling management. But I will show you how is this working, and in the next time I will try to use creating online endpoint and deploy endpoint. But let's just sometimes some guys are, let's say, interesting in such stuff, and might be interesting for someone else. So so now our journey now, it's begin with attach, let's see, Azure Container Registry to AKS stage. So before your cluster, let's see, a Kubernetes cluster can pull a Docker image from the registry, a critical connection need to be established. This is stage ensure that a cluster has the necessary, let's say, permission to authenticate with the container registry and retrieve your containerized application. Yeah, sorry. So let's break this down. So this pipeline definition. So the YAML file, let's see, go to the pipeline here, the YAML, which is yeah, this one. So you can see in the first step involves updating the KS to attach the container registry, as you can see here. So we already create this key Kubernetes cluster. So if you have seen this bootstrap, it's, I think, is commented in my side because it take much time, let's see, to do. And also it's expensive indeed. So but I will provide everything to you, so you can you have to uncomment this. So this, for instance, creating the cluster, and here to install some extensions, and here you need to attach to the workspace. So this is attaching to the workspace. Now we need to deploy, let's see, the registry into this one here, attach. Let's go to the attach, and wait a minute, please. So as you can see here, this this update we already created this. We have already created. We need the name of the cluster, and it's in a resource group, this resource group, and attach ACR or Azure Container Registry with this name here, and this name it's already provided in the pipeline. For instance, in here, no, in library we have defined all of these variables here. So if we see here, we need to attach this. I mean, once the attachment command is executed, it's verified that the connection has been successfully established to this prevent, let's see, potential download. So after this, we need to check if everything is the verifying the connection is let's see, is successfully. Otherwise, it will break down here. It will be if something, let's see, maybe happened. And finally, before moving to deployment, we need to ensure that our pipeline has the necessary credential to interact with the Azure cluster using kubectl. And this is a common, let's see, prerequisite for any Kubernetes operations. And as you can see, asked we have asked for get easy AKS get credential. This command will fetch the credential of your Kubernetes cluster and merge them into your Kubernetes into kubectl configuration. And the override if exists flag ensure that any previous configuration will be updated, and this step is crucial for subsequent kubectl commands for functions and within, let's say, this pipeline, and also allow us to deploy our application. And you can see here I have after the getting the credential, we can see CTL cluster information, get nodes, get pods, and I mean get pods is still not created. It will give you an empty. And let's be back to the second stage. The second stage is deploy this, I mean, container to the Kubernetes cluster. And with sorry with uh, after we let's see attach this, and now we need to deploy this image into the cluster itself. This is where the containerized machine learning, let's say, model, or let's say fast EBI in our case, and are packaged as a Docker image. We have already built a Docker image and push it to the container registry, and it's deployed. And we need to expose it as a service within the cluster, the Kubernetes cluster. And if we see here, for example, deploy, yeah, what's this? Deploy. As you see here, we need also to get the credential. Why it might be seems redundant if for example from the previous stage it's already did, but it's just to ensure that a specific job has the most up-to-date access to the cluster, especially in independent, let's say, pipeline runs. And the heart, yeah, let's see the next one here. Yeah. So the heart of our deployment lies in the Kubernetes manifest files. First, let's have a look into deployment YAML file. This file defines the Kubernetes deployment, which manage a set of identical pods. In our case, it defines how our fast EBI based on anomaly detection, let's say anomaly vision, should be run. So let's see with the deployment. And you can see deployment. Let's just focus on the most important stuff. And I have already, let's say, last video explained some basic commands, and we have also run the image, the Docker image inside the Kubernetes, inside the mini cube. And you can see here the image is pointed to our registry, our ACR, and the image pull secret, the image pull secret is should be here, yeah. And the image pull secret is critical here. So it's also we attach when we attach the container registry to the Kubernetes. Of course, because it's a private registries, Kubernetes still need to let's see a way to authenticate, and this is generated during when we attach the Kubernetes the registry to the container to the cluster. And the bot we have seen here, you can see bot container bot. It's 8080. Where did we get this 8080? It's defined in the Docker image you can see here expose in 8080. If you run, for instance, this here, it should be 8000. If you run something different, it depends on what you have defined in this one here. Where is it? Yeah. Okay. Now when we see kubectl apply, and this it will try to create. Well, let me just go back to this file here, and it will try to create only one. Let's see, boot because we have a replica one, and if you need 1 2 3 4 5, it just you can directly change it here and it will try to it will create, I mean, as you defined here. And why we apply use apply not create, because apply it will use, if it's already created it will just let's see replace, if not it will be created. And that's we have here, we will somehow print something if it's already created. And where's the surface? Yeah, the surface, also we need to run the surface itself, and the surface it's somehow the same. We need now to expose our deployment application to the outside, let's see what, and this is handled by service. Let's go to the surface, and you can use the surface is named as, let's see, Anoma Vision Service, and use load balancer. This means Azure will provision an external load balancer with the public API address. And after we running this, we will get IP, let's see, external IP address, and we can use it. Let's see, for instance, to run it, from example, from the Streamlit. Just you need to define the host, the host and port, and it should work. So for instance, the default one we have tried several times, it's a local host. But in the next couple of, I mean, if you run the application, if you follow this path, let's see, you will need to change, for instance, you don't need to change indeed. You just give it as a parameter, the IP address, and it will be used. For instance, see the argument host. For instance, this is your IP address and this is the port. That's it. I think it's not that, let's see, hard. And here, of course, we have the same tag IP address as we have it in the deployment. And once you have, let's see, finished this and run the pipeline, so what you have to do in the indeed just exactly the same is that you have to run the bootstrap pipeline with, you have to uncomment these two, I mean these three tasks. So for instance, this one, 1 2 3, I think 2 3, yeah, it's only three. This one is not needed. And if you run this, this already explained in the previous in the first, not first video, but in the previous video you can see it. It's about 40 minutes, I think, video of 40 minutes. And run in the beginning this one here, and please keep in mind that this task here will take, let's see, at least 30 minutes just to build the image and push it to the register to the environment. So you don't need to please keep make sure that you see the succeeded, let's see, the environment is already succeeded register created register successfully. Then you need to run this pipeline here. So this pipeline is starting from updating the modules, because we have this for instance repo here, it depends on another module. I just would like to make it, let's see, more professional and, let's see, more organized. And you can see I have created several stages here. And why we need several stages? The first point here is, if assume that you already run till maybe till this point here, and it's crashed in this stage here. And if you fix, let's see, you define the error and fix the error. And by the way, I'm trying to uh, to do everything from scratch before I recording the video. So I'm quite sure that this will work in your side. But of course, if you have any question, just drop it out in the comment. And let's say assume that you have several stages, and the stage this one here was broken. Now the advantage of stages, let's say you fix this, the what happened here, and you don't need now to rerun the stages here. You just need to start from here. And it depends on its need. Let's see, it's more important because, for instance, this data validation, it depends on the run test. And if this failed, so this will be stopped. I mean, nothing will be run. And this is, let's see, to keep to save your time and also save resources. Now back to this. So this I have already explained in the previous videos. Now you need to just attach, run attach, and this one here. Uh, no, we still not finished the pipeline with deploy. Yeah, and after the services will run, you can see, and we will try to get the IP address, external IP address. And if we have already the IP address, we will, for instance, will type it here as use this IP address, use the health and doc, and you can use the predict you with you for example with CURL. But of course, you can use the only the streamlet. Just use the IP address in the host, and it should work in your site. And I think this, let's see, the most important stuff in in this area. Let's see if you would like to use the the register image, the register image in the container, and attach it to the Kubernetes cluster. But in I will just follow the another path, which is I will try to deploy the model that I already created and create another file. Let's see, a score file. You can see here is a score file, and still empty. And I will try to create endpoint, deploy endpoint, and see. And what is the advantage of using this step here is that sometimes you have to make A/B testing. So you have two models, and you would like to test the performance of each model, and you can, let's see, decide which model you have to use, for example, in the customer side or something like this. I think that's it for today. And if you like the video, please subscribe to my channel, like the video, and if you have any question, of course, drop it down in the comment below. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.